OnlyPants. We should start an OnlyPants account. Welcome back to Not My Ghost, Not My Problem. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Jen. And in today's episode, we're going back to 2007 when a homeowner in Fresno, California checked his backyard security camera after it detected movement in the middle of the night. What he saw was strange. Crossing the lawn were what looked like two long white legs walking upright. No visible torso, no arms, no clear head, just two narrow legs calmly stepping across the yard before disappearing into the dark. The clip only lasts a few seconds, but it quickly spread across the internet and became one of the weirdest pieces of cryptid footage ever recorded. Today, we're taking a closer look at the Fresno Nightcrawler, the original footage, the investigations that followed, and the additional sightings people believe may show the same bizarre walking figures. So grab your night vision cameras, your backyard security footage, and maybe a suspicious pair of walking pants. And let's discuss the Fresno Nightcrawlers.
You guys don't know this, but Jen and I were just talking about pants, so it's interesting. I have two things here. One, I've seen footage of, I don't know if it's that footage, but different footage of just legs walking. Probably. And two, it should be the Fresno Night Walker, not crawler. And I just want to throw that out there because it was walking upright, and that makes sense.
That's fair. The entire time I was researching this episode, that thought never crossed my mind. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that.
No problem.
Yeah. Welcome to our scripted, unscripted banter. Geez, there was a moment of silence there. Kelly and I, neither of us
between
knew what
us.
To say. I know. That doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't. It's been a day. It was a busy day for me, and we were supposed to start recording at 5, and I logged on at 5:42.
Yeah.
But I told her I was going to be late.
She made me wait.
I was helping my son buy a new car, and I had to get something to eat. And then I ran home. I didn't run home. I drove home. Running home would have been wild.
I just picture you running down like, I don't know, Richie Highway.
Down 100.
Yep.
So I drove home. It's a beautiful day here. It's in the 60s. I had my sunroof open. I had Tay-Tay playing.
Of course, as one does.
I was thoroughly enjoying the weather, and then I hit the front door, and I beelined it upstairs, threw some makeup on this face, and then logged on.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you, Jen? How was your day?
I was busy. Had to do stuff at my day job, and yeah, just a busy day. Didn't have a lot of downtime.
Day jobs. They're for the birds.
They are. One day we'll be able to quit our day jobs and do this full time.
At least you have a day job that you do enjoy.
I do. Yeah. It helps.
That's good.
Yep. But
I have a day job that gives me 0 hours a week for the last couple of months.
And it might be a night job soon.
It might be an overnight job just on the weekends.
Jeez.
Temporarily until the other contract gets moving, which they'll just take their good old damn time.
Of course they will. Yeah. Sounds miserable.
We'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
If you checked your doorbell or security camera footage, pretend like you have some, and saw something.
I do.
Do you have it? I didn't think you had a doorbell.
I do. I have a doorbell.
Okay. Sorry. I don't remember seeing it the last time I was there. But anyway, and you saw something that you genuinely couldn't explain, what would you do first? Actually, sorry, let me caveat that with, after you text it to me.
Oh, I was just going to say, I download the video
next?
and I send it to you.
What
that
would
was
you
my
do
first
next?
thing. I download the video, I send it to Jen.
Yeah.
Like I look like it just currently happened, or
Yeah.
I saw it later.
You saw it. It just happened.
If it just happened, I'm going out the door first.
Okay.
And then I will download it and send it to you later. But I got to go out the front door and see. I got to assess the situation.
Of course.
Yeah, it also depends on how crawl. I don't even know what the hell I was trying to say.
I don't either.
Maybe I was thinking Nightcrawlers.
Maybe.
I don't know. It depends on how weird or creepy it is. Like, if I saw what looked like a dinosaur out front, I might just look out the window and see if I could see anything. But if I saw what looked like just two legs walking, I'm going to open the door and see, why didn't I see the rest of that human being that's clearly outside?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I got an alert that there was movement detected out front. And I checked the camera, and then a big old spider crawled over top of it.
No, thank you. Nope. Mm-mm.
What would you do?
Probably pretty similar. I'm assuming at this moment I live in a house and not an apartment, because I don't have a backyard or a doorbell camera. So let's just pretend that I'm living in a house and I see something. I
secure Ellie first,
yes,
so she doesn't run out into unknown stuff.
Absolutely, because I don't know what this cryptid might. Maybe their favorite snack is poodle. I don't know.
Right.
So yes, I would secure Ellie, and then I definitely would. I guess it would depend what I saw on whether or not I would go investigate, and also it would depend if I was alone. Like if I was alone, then it would just depend what it was, because as a woman going out at night, it's a little scary. Maybe some creep knows that I have a paranormal podcast and thought that they could, wire something up to make me come out, and then I come out and look, and then they attack me. So
I feel, because right now I live in a townhouse, I would feel safer going out by myself, because if something happened and I scream, there's a lot of people that are right here. But if I had like a single family home, especially if it was one that doesn't have houses. What was that? And we are back from figuring out what that noise was at Jen's house. It was a dog.
It was a dog. And but through my headphones it sounded like I don't even know, like someone was being slowly tortured.
It sounded like a scream first.
Yeah. So we were very confused for a minute. But we're back, and we don't remember what we were saying before we got distracted. So yeah, that's what I would do if I saw something outside. If I was alone, I probably wouldn't investigate. If I was with someone, again, depending on the neighborhood, how well I know my neighbors, that type of stuff. There's just a lot of dependent. And not because I would be afraid of whatever the actual creature was. I would be afraid of
an actual person.
People. Yes. People are terrifying.
Should I tell our listeners, our watchers, hopefully more watchers than listeners, how I almost died?
Oh, yes. I need to hear this story. Kelly has been waiting to tell me how she almost died on Friday, a couple of days ago. So yes, please tell me.
You're not allowed to be mad that I didn't text you about this, because I was in shock.
Fine. I won't tell you that I'm mad. Okay.
You can just be mad. Just don't tell me.
Yeah. Fair enough. So, I usually don't tell anyone when I'm mad about something. So
that's true.
Chronic people pleaser. It might be the autism.
All right. So I had to go to the grocery store on Friday night. And while I was in the store, there was a guy there, probably late 20s, early 30s. And his behavior suggested he was under the influence of some kind of chemicals.
Okay.
Not the chill ones, though.
Fair.
Not the legal in Maryland chill one.
Very fair.
So at one point, I was like pushing my cart. You can see me here. If you're watching, I'm pushing my cart. And he walked walked over and almost like bumped into the side of the cart and into me. Okay, it was clearly an accident. I'm not upset. But then he looks at me and he goes, whoa, I don't want no problems, mama. And I was like, okay. Now, I forgot to mention, I'm on the phone with my son Josh at this time, but I have a Raycon in my ear. So I'm not like holding a phone up or anything.
Right.
And Josh goes, did someone just call you mama? I was like, no big deal. Whatever. So there's 2 doors out of this grocery store. I walk out of one of them while he walks out of the other one, and they're like, you almost bump into each other. So he looks at me and he goes, where are you going, mama? Where are you going? And I'm thinking, So I ignore him. I don't want to give any attention to it.
Yeah.
And I start walking to my car, which was parked pretty far from the store. And I'm trying to see the reflection behind me in like windshields or like side windows of other cars, because I don't know if this guy's behind me.
Right.
Right.
And are you still on the phone with Josh at this point?
I'm still on the phone with Josh.
Okay.
So I tell my son, I'm like, hey, this is the grocery store I'm at, and this is the town that I'm in. If I scream, I need you to hang up and call 911.
I bet Josh didn't take that very well.
No. Josh is like, why would you scream? What's going on? I'm like, listen, I'm just walking to the car. And I don't know if he's behind me. And he goes, he better not be behind you. And I'm like, okay, like, let's just chill. I get to the car and now I have a reason. I didn't want to keep looking over my shoulder, making that guy think I was looking for him either.
Right.
So I'm looking and I didn't see him in the windows, like in a reflection of a window or anything. So I get to the car, I open the back, I put the groceries in. I'm like, it's okay, Josh, he's not here. He's actually talking to somebody else now, pretty far away.
Okay. Up
by the front of the grocery store. But I have to walk half of that distance back to put the cart back in the little cart carousel because I'm not an asshole. And
okay, I'm sorry, caveat here. In this scenario, I feel like you have every right to leave that cart. I know in most scenarios that is a terrible, terrible thing to do. But for the future, if you are afraid for your life, please fucking leave the cart, get in the car, and get the fuck out of there, Kelly.
But that's where it goes.
I get that. And I get that your brain is wired differently than most people's.
ADHD.
And something else probably. That I'm not going to mention. And
what, like autism, like what you have?
So anyway, just in the future, and please comment below if you agree, and I feel like everyone would agree, that you just need to get the fuck out of there as fast as possible.
Okay, but still thinking I'm okay. Like,
okay,
he's not behind me, so he wasn't following me. So I'm like, okay.
I don't care.
I was perhaps feeling a little paranoid just because he was acting a little weird, but we're good, right?
I have a feeling we're not good because you just told me you on
we're
not
side, we're not good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as I put the cart in the little carousel, he looks up and sees me and he goes, where are you going, mama? And he starts walking towards me. So I turn around to walk back to the car and I said, Joshua, he is following me. And Joshua, being my son is good in stressful situations. He was a United States Marine.
Yeah.
He is specifically trained how to keep his cool in situations. And he was very helpful as he was screaming in my ear, you tell him I will fucking kill him. You tell him if he lays one finger on you, I will fucking kill him.
Way to keep it cool and collective and composed, Josh.
Right.
Great
So
job.
I'm walking and I'm like, I can hear him behind me. He's like, he's still the distance behind me. And he keeps repeating, "Where you going, mama? Where we going?" Now he's, "Where we going, mama? Where
Oh,
we
no,
going?"
no, no.
Right. So
No.
I get to the back of the car and I have to go up to the driver's side. As I get up to the driver's side, he is right next to the car. Right. I jump in the car and lock the door. As I lock the door, he grabs the passenger side door handle and tries to open the door. And I said, "Josh, he's trying to get in the car." And Josh goes, "You run him over. You fucking run him over." And I put the car in reverse and I backed up. I almost hit another car, which was fine with me if I did, because now there's another person that's involved in this situation, which would make this other guy go. And I got good insurance, so I would have taken care of that guy.
Yeah.
And then I just drove home. I put my music on and I drove home and I brought the groceries in and I texted Nick. I was like, "Hey, a guy like tried to attack me at Food Lion. He tried to get in the car." To which Nick is like,
What the fuck?
"Fucking what did you say? What did you fucking say?"
Right, you're just so fucking casual about it.
So as I'm like driving home, well, when I messaged Nick and he started like, I saw his reaction to it. I was like, "No, it's fine." And I start like immediately gaslighting myself.
Of course.
Like,
As one does.
"It's fine. It's fucking fine. I'm sure I was overreacting. Maybe he just wanted directions." But listen, it's trauma. It's what I do. Okay. It's what I do.
Fair.
I believe me when I tell you I've been through worse and more dangerous things than this. And I've just walked away from them thinking, "I'm good."
Yeah.
It doesn't come out until about 25 years later in therapy, guys.
Exactly. Do you know how many times I have been telling someone something that I just assumed was like normal situation, life, and I say something and they're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Oh, what? Is that is that not normal? Am I supposed to be traumatized by that?" I mean, I probably am and was, but
I remember the day I looked at someone and said, "So my parents were fighting, and you know how parents are. My dad picked up a rocking chair and threw it across the room, you know." And they went, "No, no, I don't know. I don't know my father throwing furniture across the room." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "But when your parents are fighting," and it's like, "My parents don't throw things at each other when they're fighting." And I was like, "Well, it's my dad that does the throwing." Yeah.
yeah.
So, and it wasn't until I went to bed that night and then I had nightmares about being carjacked. By the way, my husband then messages Emily, my daughter, at work, right? And says, "Hey, this happened to mom." So she calls me on her way home from work and she merges the call. She calls her boyfriend, Nick, in, not to be confused with my husband, Nick. This is Emily's boyfriend, Nick. And that she merges the call and I'm like, "What's up, babe?" And she goes, "I heard you almost got at Food Lion." And I was like, "What? How do you even know this?" And she's like, "Oh, dad messaged me." And I said, "That was weird." And I said, "Dad thinks that he was trying to carjack me." And she said, "Well, what door did he try to open?" And I said, "The passenger side." She goes, "No, mom.
No, yeah.
If he was trying to carjack you, he would have opened the driver's side door. He was going to pull a gun and make you take him somewhere."
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh, no. He probably just wanted directions." And then I just went about my day. Like the rest of my evening, I made dinner. I called my friend Michelle. Didn't mention it to her.
Didn't mention it to me either.
Went about my day. And then I went to bed that night and had horrific nightmares all night.
Yeah.
About being kidnapped and carjacked and murdered. And, I almost became a story that some of our other podcasts on the Creators Collective that does true crime could have done my story on their podcast.
Could have. And I would have made sure they fucking did.
Yeah.
I would have.
But that's neither here nor there. I survived. I'm alive. Now I have something new to talk to my therapist about this week.
I know I told you this earlier about something else, but you're not allowed to die because I don't have time to train a new best friend. So
Yeah, I know. I know.
have a little bit better self-preservation and keep yourself alive.
Hey man, I did lock that car door. So
You
when
did.
Joel says I don't have good self-preservation, I do when it's real people.
Yes.
It's much better when it's real people than I do if I sense it's paranormal.
But you should have not taken the cart back.
But it's where it goes.
I know, Kelly, but where it goes is not worth you dying.
I mean, I would have to come back as a ghost and apologize to the worker that had to go get that cart, though.
But you wouldn't have to because you wouldn't be dead because you left.
Oh, that's right, because I lived.
Yeah, you lived. You were smart and you
You're
lived.
right.
You can come back the next day and
Mhm.
apologize in the daylight with some mace.
Now, Nick has forbidden me to go to that grocery store by myself,
Good.
even though it's the closest grocery store to the house. He's like, no, you spend a couple extra bucks and go to Wegmans, which is like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going all the way to Wegmans, but there is another grocery store that's fairly close to us.
Yeah, get some mace. They make them in key rings.
I want to get one of those.
Yes, I was
Emily
just
has
thinking
one.
the same exact
Those
thing.
grippy things with the stabbies. Yeah.
The cat ears.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it.
I someone told me they're illegal. I don't know.
I mean, I couldn't take it to work, but
Well, yeah. Anyway, I feel like we should get back to the episode.
yeah, I don't even remember what we're talking about. I told you it's been a long week, guys.
has.
It's been a long day, long week, long life.
It's Monday, Kelly.
I've lived a lot of week since yesterday.
Apparently.
I've lived a lot of week. Yeah.
Okay. Facts. So I just have a couple of random facts for you today, similar, kind of about what we're talking about. So the first fact I found, what?
We didn't even get to the facts yet.
We
I didn't
get to
realize.
the facts. Yeah. So the first fact is the human brain can recognize a walking pattern in under a quarter of a second. Even when a figure is reduced to just a few moving points of light, people can still identify it as a person walking.
Well, that must be why it's so easy, like when you're watching like a paranormal video
Yeah.
and you can barely see anything, but you're like, oh yeah, look, it looks like somebody's walking there. But it's like 2 or 3 little lights that you see.
Yeah. Next fact is infrared night vision cameras don't actually show true color. They use infrared light to illuminate objects, which is why nighttime security footage often appears to be in shades of white and gray. And our last one is many modern cryptid stories begin with security cameras. Unlike older folklore that relied on eyewitness accounts, many recent mysteries first appear as short clips from doorbell cameras, trail cameras, or backyard surveillance systems.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. Which is why it's always such shitty quality footage.
Always.
Yep.
Never mind. I'm not going to derail the episode with another story.
Please don't.
It's real quick. One day, Nick was leaving to go to work. No, Nick was leaving to go to work. And as he turned on the car, he saw a deer.
I thought you were going to say he saw a demon. And I was like, what? How am I
like, I wouldn't have
hearing
told you
about
this.
this?
Yeah. We saw a deer run across the court, and it like just ran straight into our neighbor's car, and then it stopped, and then it tried to jump over the car, and it got stuck like on top of the car, and then it like tumbled off of it. And Nick was like, that's crazy. And then he went to work. So the neighbors come out and they're like, who the fuck hit our car?
Into my car?
Right. So they call the police. Police come out and they're like, there is fur. It looks like deer fur on the top of your car. And we think a deer did this. So I don't know that Nick has seen this at this point. The cops come around, they see we have the camera, and they're like, hey, can you check to see if your camera caught any movement? So I'm like, oh yeah, look, it was like, real early. and we check it, and all we see is this white flash go pew across. We couldn't tell what it was, nothing. Just a white flash. But then we heard when it hit the car.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that was, see, I told you it was quick.
Yeah, that was quick. Okay. So we are going to talk about the original footage from Fresno, California that was captured.
Are you going to put that up now?
In 2007. I am. It is going to play throughout this. And we're back. Sorry, Kelly had to watch the footage before I started talking about it so she could follow along. But the footage hopefully now is playing on your screen and will be playing as I am talking. Fingers crossed. So this video was recorded by a motion-activated surveillance camera, which means that it only turns on when something is moving through the yard. The footage is infrared night vision, so the entire scene is in that tinted shades of gray. The yard itself, pretty ordinary, as you can see. You can see a patch of grass, a fence, and the dim glow that the night vision camera creates. So at first, nothing looks strange, right? The camera simply captures a quiet backyard. But as you can see now, hopefully, from the left side of the frame, a small white figure appears. It isn't crawling. It's not running. It's just walking.
And we're back.
We're back. Kelly just asked a really, really stupid question. And if you all want to know what it was, go join our Patreon where we post the
You'll see it on the
bloopers
bloopers
from every month. So yeah, go do that because it was really dumb.
It was.
Okay. So the figure moves slowly across the yard, stepping one leg in front of the other with a steady, deliberate gait. But the shape of the figure is what makes this footage so strange. Instead of a full body, it just looks like two long white legs walking upright with no visible torso above them. There are no visible arms, no clear head, just those two narrow legs moving forward, almost like pants, swaying as they step.
They reminded me of those, what are they, like the harem pants that are like the real wide leg, like flowy pants?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then something else becomes visible. Behind the first figure, a second, smaller figure follows. It is moving in the same exact way with the same smooth walking motion, trailing several feet behind the larger one as they cross the yard together. Both figures move calmly from one side of the lawn to the other. They don't appear to react to the camera. They don't stop and change directions. They simply walk across the frame and disappear into the darkness of the yard. The entire clip only lasts a few seconds. The homeowner was confused enough by what he saw that he eventually brought the footage to a local television station. The station aired the video in a short news segment, asking viewers if anyone could explain what these strange walking figures might be. From there, the footage began to spread online. And almost 20 years later, despite countless attempts to recreate or debunk it, no explanation has been universally accepted.
Because you guys don't know this because Jen's going to edit it out, but we just did a little math break and I just had a image of a little you know how she puts the wine break images up. I just saw like two ghosties like doing math together. I don't know. It just made me laugh and yeah, I can't keep those thoughts in here because ADHD.
No. Okay, so by the early 2010s, the Fresno Nightcrawler footage had already started to circulate online and in paranormal forums and early YouTube videos. When did YouTube come out? I feel like YouTube was in its infancy at that point.
2006, 2007?
Oh.
Hold on.
Well, we just Googled it and apparently it was 2005. So, yeah, still very early in its creation.
Another math check.
Yeah. We should just have like a fact check break? Like, we're Googling something.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the clip did reach a much wider audience in 2011 when it was featured on one of my personal favorite shows that I am so sad is not on anymore, Sci-Fi's channel investigation series, Fact or Faked, Paranormal Files.
I loved that show
Loved
so
that
much.
show.
It was so good.
Such a good show.
Yeah. Man, all the good paranormal shows are just, they're just gone.
They are.
And the one that I like the most that's on YouTube, they've changed their airing schedule, and it's so sporadic now. It's hard to like look forward to it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I got some other issues with that too, as well, which we won't get into, but
so do I. But you know,
Yeah.
it's the one I like the most. That's still, it's out of the ones that are on, with the exception of Jason Hawes with his channel.
yes.
It's the other one that is like, that I like the most out of the ones that were there.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
Yeah.
But anyway, this show, if you don't know, please go check it out. I think you can watch episodes on YouTube because that's how I pulled up this clip that I will be showing shortly. So yeah, go check it out. But it basically focused on viral paranormal clips from around the internet. And there was a team of investigators that would split off, and they would usually do 2 clips per episode. And they would attempt to replicate, explain, or debunk these clips. So they would go to different areas wherever the clip was captured, and they would attempt to, like I said, find out if there was a natural phenomenon, or if it could be debunked, or if they could like recreate it in some way. So for the Fresno Nightcrawler episode, the team analyzed the original footage. They looked at the walking pattern, the proportions of the leg, and the way that the figure moved across the yard. So their first step is the most likely explanation, that it was some type of hoax using puppets. So to do that, to kind of try to recreate it, they constructed a simple model meant to mimic the shape seen in the footage. The design was intentionally minimal, and essentially it was meant to replicate what the video appeared to show. Just 2 long white legs with a small body or frame that connected them to the top. They used strings and a controlled walking mechanism where they were able to create a puppet that moved across the ground in a way that did look surprisingly similar to the figure in the original clip. And I am going to show you this clip now. You just saw on the screen, it looked similar. However, recreating the movement convincingly wasn't as simple as just tying strings to fabric. The team found that producing the same smooth walking gait required careful rigging, controlled motion, and multiple attempts. And even when they did produce a similar effect, their recreation didn't match the original footage perfectly. Small differences in the step pattern and body motion were noticeable when the 2 clips were compared side by side.
I imagine it would be hard to recreate it exactly, though.
It would, but as you just saw, I just don't think it was possible to make it look, there were too many noticeable differences in my opinion.
Okay.
Now, I will also say, this obviously was in a guy's backyard. So unless it was the person himself faking it, which it could have been, I feel like it was a motion camera, right? Someone setting up a rig to do this pulley system would have obviously triggered his motion camera. But again, it could have been that person that was just trying to create it and trick everyone. But because of the differences, the investigators couldn't definitively prove that the Fresno video was a hoax. But at the same time, obviously couldn't confirm that the figure represented any type of unknown creature. So in the end, the team did place the Fresno Nightcrawler clip in the unexplained category.
I wish I could remember what they said on Paranormal Caught on Camera. I think they were talking aliens at that point.
Yeah, that's pretty common. Alien, cryptid, could be either.
Yeah.
I've heard both. And then a few years after the original Fresno video began to circulate online, and this was in 2011, another piece of footage appeared that many people believe to show the same strange creature. So this clip was reportedly recorded in Yosemite National Park in California in 2011. As you see, this video is even worse quality than the original. If humanly possible, it is worse. The camera did appear to be a little bit further away from the Nightcrawlers. Maybe it was a trail camera or some type of handheld recording device. I'm not sure. But in the clip, you see a small white figure moving across the landscape, just like the Fresno footage. The shape looks simple, right? Just like the original. Appears to consist of two long legs with very little visible above them. But there are a few differences that people do point out in this clip, right? They say that the legs in this clip appear longer and thinner than the ones in the original Fresno footage, and that the movement looks a little bit more fluid, almost like gliding as the figure crosses the ground, which I personally disagree with. I think this footage looks more choppy, if anything. So I thought that was weird when that's what I read, that people were, I'm like, are we watching the same thing? But that's what people said about it. I thought this one looked much more choppy, in my opinion.
I feel like in the first one, it was more wobbly. The legs were more wobbly, maybe flowy. Yeah. And I think that might be what they're picking up, what they're maybe trying to say is that this seemed more like, it was choppy, but it seemed more of like a glide rather than like a wobble back and forth as much.
Okay, that's fair. The figures are fine.
And we are back from a quick Amazon check, and Jen shall be getting a present in her mail on Wednesday.
Oh, thank you. I just asked you to send me the link, and thank you.
You're welcome.
I love my bestie. She spoils me.
I'm the best.
She is the best. You all need to get a bestie like Kelly, because not her, because she's taken. But find you a bestie like her.
And Jen is very possessive.
I'm very possessive. Don't you touch my bestie. It's bad enough that I already have to share her with some other people. You know who you are. But
I saw a shirt.
That's acceptable, I guess.
I saw a shirt today that had a witch on it, and it said something like, don't mess with me. It said, I'm not the bigger person. I will curse your bloodline. So that's what you're getting here.
To be fair, I wouldn't curse the bloodline, because it's never fair right.
What did they do?
Like, your mom's a terrible person. If she ever ran into a witch and pissed somebody off, like, you don't deserve to be fucked for her terrible
Well, it
behavior.
Explains a lot of my life, honestly, if that's what happened. My mother may have pissed off a witch at some point.
I have reversal
spells. My mother
spells.
pisses off a lot of people.
We should think, I have some reversal spells. Maybe we need to do one of those just in case.
Maybe, because you never know.
Your bloodline could be cursed, Kelly. Anyway, but because of this image or this clip, the figure is much further away. The details are kind of harder to see. That distance combined with the terrible grainy quality of the video does make the motion feel even stranger. Some viewers do believe that this clip does show the same creature as seen in the Fresno backyard, possibly suggesting that the Nightcrawler isn't just this one-time sighting. But there is a major problem with this footage that leads me to be very, very skeptical of it.
Okay.
The original Fresno video came from a homeowner who brought the footage to a local news station But the Yosemite clip has no clearly documented origin. The identity of the person who recorded it is unclear, and the circumstances surrounding the recording were never verified.
Okay, where did it pop up? Just on YouTube?
Probably, I think so. Just became like a viral clip somewhere.
Okay.
Now,
weird.
One thing I will say about that is, especially because it is a national park, and maybe it does kind of look like it could be like some type of security or trail camera footage or something. So maybe an employee of the park saw it, thought it was weird, posted it somewhere. But like, if you work for the national park, you're a government employee. And we all know how fucking weird rules the government has about everything when you work for them.
I wouldn't know anything about rules.
No.
I have no rules in my life.
None. So maybe that was the thing. They thought it was really weird, but they couldn't come out and say, hey, I stole this footage from a national park and I'm an employee. So
right.
Playing devil's advocate a little bit here.
Well, I mean, being a government agency, it could be, what if this was footage of aliens?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then the government would definitely be pissed.
Yeah. I mean, we all know
I feel like our government has ways. I feel like our government would have ways of figuring out who it was that took that footage, but
Well, it doesn't mean that the person didn't get in trouble.
True.
We just don't know about it.
Maybe we don't know the origin because the government disappeared that person.
Wouldn't be the first time. Or the last. Sorry, I just got really depressed about the state of the world for a second.
Okay, wait.
That's real easy to do.
Depression break.
Yes. Anyway, sorry for that depressing moment. They sneak in sometimes. It's probably the autism.
Now Jen's trying to get me drunk. Hi guys, we don't know what we were saying or where we were. We just derailed again.
Yeah. It's been bad lately.
It has been.
I mean, it makes great content for our patrons.
It really does.
It really does.
We gotta get our shit together.
Kelly, never once in my life have I had my shit together.
I mean, that's true. Neither have I.
Yeah. Anyway, steering the ship. So video footage, just to recap, the video footage, the quality is extremely low. It does make it difficult for people to analyze it. The distance, it's far away, it's grainy, and you have no idea where the actual footage came from. So it's hard to determine any type of line, whether or not it actually is real. It's just hard to investigate in general. So it's considered just unconfirmed evidence. It may show something similar to the Fresno Nightcrawler, but there is just not enough reliable information to prove where it came from or if it actually captured anything.
Okay.
So now we are going to get into possible explanations because you know us and we like to keep it skeptical here.
We do.
Like most cryptid cases, the Fresno Nightcrawler has generated a very wide range of theories. Some are grounded in practical explanations, while others lean more into the possibility of something genuinely unknown. So the first thing is that it is a hoax or some type of puppet, something was rigged up. This is probably the most widely suggested explanation, that it was just staged using some kind of puppet or prop. The figure's shape, extremely simple, which does mean that it could potentially be recreated just using basic materials. Again, in the fact or faked paranormal show, they did attempt to recreate it, but they weren't really successful in matching it. But some investigators have just suggested that the figure just might be a pair of loose white pants filled with stuffing and somehow was rigged up to move like a puppet. Another possibility is that there is a fishing line with thin wires or strings to control movement from off camera. Because the original footage was recorded at night using infrared, any type of lines or fishing wire might not be visible in the actual footage. People have tried to recreate it also using simple remote control puppets or small walking rigs to mimic the stepping motion. The main reason that skeptics lean towards this explanation is that similar motion can be reproduced with practical effects. Now, I also want to point out, too, if you were to try to reproduce this today, we have a lot more technology available today than what we did back in 2007. So if you do try to recreate this, please send us your videos because that would be amazing. But make sure that you're
That would
only
be pretty
using,
cool.
make sure you're only using technology available in 2007.
Right, because if you can recreate it with stuff that wasn't available then, that means nothing to us.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
So another theory, and I love this one. I have to present all the theories, whether or not I think they are plausible or not, okay? But another possibility that some people say is this is a misidentified animal captured at an unusual angle. Some skeptics have suggested that animals such as sand hill cranes, which are now on your screen,
That ain't no damn crane.
they have
Stop
very
it.
long legs and can appear unusually tall when walking through the grass.
Where's its pants? Where's its flowy fucking pants? That ain't no crane.
In certain
It might not
lighting,
be a cryptid, but it ain't no crane.
in certain lighting conditions, their bodies might blend into the background while the legs remained visible. And as you are currently looking at the picture that I found of two sandhill cranes in a neighborhood, nope.
That ain't no damn crane.
This one gets a big old.
I don't even need to see the picture.
Nope. No. Mm-mm. Unless, hear me out on this one, Kelly. Unless somehow both of these cranes put on a pair of white pants and then started to walk across the backyard. No.
Where'd they get the pants, Jen?
I don't know, Kelly. The pants god? I don't know.
The pants god. The god, what would the god of pants be called? Pantalonius.
I was just gonna
the
say
god of pants.
I was gonna say Pantalunius, so we were like same thought process.
Oh man, wavelength.
So close. Others have suggested same kind of thought process with animals, that it could be an owl landing or hopping along the ground, or even a deer moving through the yard, where the body is obscured by darkness or camera artifacts.
What? Listen, I don't know what it is, right? But I know what it isn't. It ain't a crane.
It's not an owl.
It's not an owl, and it's not a deer.
Unless it's a not deer.
I don't know what the fucking not deer is.
That's fair. We will cover them eventually.
But I'm assuming
Jendi has a not deer story that she is supposed to write into us. And maybe when she writes that in, it will trigger me to research not deers and do a whole episode and then read Jendi's story. So Jendi, send us your not deer story, please.
But that would mean this is not a deer.
Correct.
If it's a not deer, it's not a deer.
Correct.
Either way, I'm right.
Fair. Technicalities. I don't know what the fuck I was. Technicalities. Don't know where my brain. The autism just came out on that one. So the problem with these explanations is that none of these animals perfectly match the footage. The Nightcrawler figure appears to lack the body mass, wings, or head shape of any of these animals. So while animal misidentification is possible, it doesn't fully explain the unusual proportions seen in this video. Now, where you might get me to believe it is possible animal misidentification is if there was only one of them seen. Because we all know there's mutations, there's diseases. You know, a lot of people like to say that the chupacabra is just a dog with mange. It's not. They exist. They're real. Go listen to that episode. But
some people like to say the chupacabra is a lizard and a dog with mange somehow at the same
back and forth
fucking time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not. It definitely exists. It's for real. I swear. I promise. But the fact that there's two of them that look so similar, it's not a, you know, mutation
genetics.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody were like saying there's a zoo nearby and perhaps like some primates escaped, something that was bipedal, maybe, I don't know.
Have
but
you ever
this
seen a white primate?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be white in color, really. It's
That's
just on the
true.
footage.
Because it is
It
infrared.
doesn't mean that it's, yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
But also, primates have arms.
They do. And they walk with them very, like, that's where the whole Bigfoot thing comes. Bigfoot has a very distinct walk. So unless there was two primates with no arms that somehow managed to escape a nearby zoo.
Listen, that is my theory, and that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Somebody look into it. Reports in that area in 2011 of two escaped primates
with
one
no
adult,
arms.
One child with no arms.
Kelly, how did they escape if they didn't have arms?
I don't know. Maybe somebody accidentally forgot to lock the cage.
Okay. Anyway, on to the next one. Steering the ship. I should make a little steering.
Oh, you should, and put it up every time we have to steer the. That's good. I like that.
God damn it. I'm just making more work for myself. God damn it.
And we're back from our goddamn it break. God damn it. That would be great every time we derail the episode. God damn it.
Oh, fuck me. Next theory is that, and this is my favorite theory because this is what I pictured and in my brain.
I'm looking at the picture and it's my favorite too.
I'll put the picture up in a second, but I have to explain my thought process. So when I started researching and I watched this video, I don't know where I have seen this. Like, I kind of remember doing it as a child. And I just immediately had this vision in my head of this, not this specific picture, because this one's great, but of this thing, which I'll show you in a second. And that was the only thing I could think of as I'm watching these videos. And then I went to go try to find the picture. And Kelly, what would you search to try to find that picture? What would you put into Google to try to find that picture?
Pants with a head. Pants up to head. Up to a head. Only pants. We should start an OnlyPants account. It's the opposite of OnlyFans.
You paid and
everybody's wearing pants.
No, hold up. Everyone starts off naked and people pay you to put clothes on.
I would clean up on that account. Jen, we don't need to do the podcast. If that was a thing, we'd both be retired.
We would. OnlyPants. TM, you heard it here.
You heard it here first.
We're copywriting that now. No one steal our idea.
That's right.
And if you want to know what the fuck we're talking about, I have now put the picture up for everyone to see. And if you're just listening, you need to stop everything you're doing right now, unless you're driving, then don't do it. Just remember when you get home. But stop everything you're doing right now and go to YouTube and watch this part of the video because I don't even want to describe this picture because I want people to come see it. My description will not do it justice.
I think what I said that I would search would be enough for them.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all they get.
Yep. I actually wrote out a description of this, but I'm not even reading it. We're moving on. So if you're just listening, go to YouTube. Sorry. And the next option, you thought I was kidding. I'm not. Go to YouTube. Amazing. The next theory is more paranormal, that it is an unknown cryptid or an alien. Aliens are very common in theory for this. Supporters suggest that this Nightcrawler might be some type of small nocturnal species that hasn't been documented by science. Some even speculate that the presence of two figures in the original footage, well, both footage, not just the original, in the footage could indicate a pair of animals traveling together, possibly an adult or juvenile. But evidence supporting this is obviously extremely limited, as kind of is pretty standard with cryptids. So for the Fresno Nightcrawler case, they do rely mostly on a small number of short, low-resolution videos. There are more videos out there. They have been captured in other spots, and there are more videos. I didn't have time to put them all in, but you can just Google it and watch a couple more videos. But there's no physical traces, no clear photographs, and no confirmed biological evidence. So because of that, most researchers do consider the cryptid explanation highly speculative. So as I just said, there are additional claims of reported sightings. So people, after the original footage did go viral, people have reported it throughout. You can Google more videos and see very similar like creatures. That could also just be people faking it, recreation, all of that. So you never know. In a lot of these videos, viewers are claiming to see very similar small white figures that are off in the distance. But there are a lot of problems when it comes to these random videos that are popping up. Most of them have unclear origins. The person who recorded it is unknown, and there's very little information about where or when the video was even taken. So without context or an investigation or being able to kind of track it back to its original source, it's really hard to determine if the footage is genuine, especially in today's world of AI. I'm sure Sora could create a pretty convincing video of a Fresno Nightcrawler if I asked it to.
Yeah.
Some internet users have also claimed that Nightcrawler-like creatures have been seen outside of California. So mostly in rural areas of California are where the sightings have been. There are parts of the Midwest that have claimed sightings, and even occasional reports outside of the US in Canada, Poland, and Ukraine. So, mostly US, but there are some of those other sightings outside, which just make it kind of international, I guess.
Yeah.
Most of these reports are anecdotal, though. They usually appear in a comment section or paranormal forum or social media post, sometimes even without photographs or any type of physical evidence. So take with that what you will.
One frustrating thing I have found is people love to put on Reddit that they have a picture or they have video of something, and then they don't show the picture or the video. They're just like, yeah, somewhere I have this.
Somewhere. Sounds like the fucking Warrens.
Very frustrating. Yeah, they do. They do. Just a bunch of Ed and Lorraines.
God. And that's an insult if you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So once a mysterious video gains online attention, it often creates a ripple effect. People begin to re-examine old footage. They share strange clips, sometimes even staging their own videos to join in on the story. This makes it increasingly difficult to separate genuine unexplained footage from hoaxes, jokes, or simple misidentifications. In the case of the Fresno Nightcrawler, the original 2007 clip does remain the most widely discussed and best documented sighting. Everything that followed has added to the legend, but it has very little solid evidence. almost 20 years after the original footage appeared, the Fresno Nightcrawler case still rests on a surprisingly small amount of evidence.
My whole desk just shook.
I heard it. So, as I was saying, there is a surprisingly small amount of evidence. There's a few short videos, several unverified claims, and a lot of speculation. Whether the figure in the backyard was a clear hoax, a misidentified animal, fucking wasn't, it's not a crane, or something stranger. Kelly!
Woolly pants. What?
What if it's a chupacabra? I mean, it fucking could be.
I mean, if it could be, if a chupacabra can be a canine with mange, also a reptile, why can't it be wearing a pair of flowy white pants?
And walking bipedal. I mean, it fits.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah, sounds great. And that brings us to the end of this episode about the Fresno Chupacabra Nightcrawlers. One of the weirdest cryptid sightings on the internet.
If you loved hanging out with us today, please consider leaving us a rating or review. It's just a couple seconds for you.
Yeah,
Means the world to us.
it does. Please, thank you. We love you. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Not My Ghost Podcast, where we will post teaser clips and other fun things and updates about our lives. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So if you're not following us, go do that, please.
Please. And if you want to see all of the stuff that we cut out when we have our depression breaks, our wine breaks, our lipstick breaks, our goddammit breaks,
our ADHD
and
breaks.
If you want to see extra clips of us getting haunted and trying to figure out what that was, and if you want to see Jen in her pajama pants, please join our Patreon page at patreon.com/notmyghost,
Please. And if you have ever seen the Fresno Nightcrawlers on your security camera footage, or really, we're not picky, if you have any paranormal encounter or just something weird, please email us at notmyghostpodcast@gmail.com. And you might hear it read on a future Paranormal Postcards episode.
And if you want to actually see us reacting to all of the spooky nonsense.
And the picture we were talking about earlier, which, trust me.
Right. We put
10.
a lot of stuff up here on video.
Did.
Please go to our YouTube page, Not My Ghost, Not My Problem. Please subscribe, drop us a comment, like this video, please, pretty please. It means, again, the world to us. And it lets us know that we are not out here just alone doing this for nobody.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for joining us on this strange little journey through the mystery of the Fresno Nightcrawlers. As you check your backyard security cameras tonight, keep this in mind.
If it's not your cryptid,
it's not your problem.
Until next time, stay spooky.
And stay skeptical.